Hello and welcome to my channel, Creative by Nature, DIY and Decor. My name is Donna. I'm taking part in the Halloween Fall DIY Challenge, hosted by Heidi Sonbel DIY. I'll have her channel link as well as the playlist down in my description box. Okay, so today I am going to be making some fall gnomes. I have this beer bottle that was given to me and I am going to measure out a piece of fabric that'll fit around the bottle and also leaving enough for a seam allowance. I'll be using my hot glue today to glue down the edges of the fabric together. Once I have one side of my fabric glued together, as you can see, I'm laying it out and I have my seam facing upwards. I am then going to glue the bottom part together and turn it inside out. If you're new here, I want to say welcome, and I'd love for you to join my community by tapping on the subscribe button along with the bell to keep up to date with everything I have to share. Now I'm going to slip the bottle inside the tube of fabric that I made, and then I'll be tying it off with a piece of jute twine. Now I'm just trimming off a bit of the excess fabric. Okay, so now onto the hat. I have this lighter colored piece of burlap and I'm fraying the edges by removing some of the strands. I am really loving the neutral colors for this fall and thought this burlap was perfect for that, and I really wanted to try my hand at making a more rustic looking gnome for fall. So I've just got my square burlap, and as you can see, I lifted up one side of the burlap and I'm going to glue it into place. Then fold over the other side and glue that piece into place. I love to make gnomes, so I've got a playlist for you all to check out to see all the different ways I like to create gnomes. You'll get lots of inspiration and ideas. Okay, so I kind of measured out where I wanted my hat to end, and I'm just going to trim it off at that point. I've decided to tie off the very top portion of my fabric just to narrow it down and to make it easier to pull my hat over top of the bottled fabric. Once you have that all tied off, you can measure to make sure that your hat fits, and this one fits perfectly. I'm now going to be using some raffia and I'm creating some large loops. Once you have the desired amount of loops, you can tie that off, and then using some scissors, you're going to cut through all the loops. I'm just trimming off the longer strands a little bit just to help even it out a bit. I'm also kind of scrunching up the raffia a bit just so it's not so straight and stiff. Okay, so now I'm going to put the hat into place, and remember you need the seam of the fabric on the back side of the bottle. Then I will be placing my beard into place using some hot glue, and I will be pulling the hat over top and I will be gluing that into place as well. Okay, so now I'm just going to trim the beard just to give it a more authentic look. And then it is time to add your nose. I love to use these solid wood beads. I have used beads that have got the holes in them as well. And you could also use pom-poms. So I'm just going to add some glue and tuck that in under the hat. I decided to make the beard a bit more full, so I'm just creating some little loops with the raffia, and then I am going to be just gluing those up underneath the nose. I have these little wood embellishments that I picked up at a Canadian dollar store called Dollarama. I have seen some wood stickers at Dollar Tree before. You could use those as embellishments as well. I am staining them with an ink pad just to give it more of a fall color. So now I'm just figuring out the placement I'd like. And I've decided to just glue down the tip of the hat. I kind of like that look. And once you have the placement of the wood pieces figured out, then you can use some hot glue and put those into place. And there you have your first fall gnome. Really easy supplies to get your hands on. Okay, for our next gnome, I'm using a beer bottle again. You could use a wine bottle, or you can get those bottles you can see in Dollar Tree, any type of bottle you have. Now, I am going to be using some wine bottle lights. I picked these up at a local store. I have seen them at Dollarama and a few other places. You can also get them online. I am going to feed those lights into the bottle. And you could use a bamboo skewer to push them down further into your bottle if needed. Amber glass is really on trend this year for fall, so that's why I'm going with the beer bottle. It is a gorgeous color and it'll be perfect for my decor this year. Okay, so I am going to be using burlap again. I really love burlap for fall. And to make the hat, I am going to use the same procedures as I did before. So I'm gonna just check to see if this hat fits over the bottle, and it does. I made sure that the switch was at the back side of the hat. Again, I'm wanting that rough, ragged seam showing at the front, and here I'm just roughing up the bottom edge. Okay, so for something different, I'm using some jute for the beard. I am wrapping it around my fingers approximately 30 to 40 times, then use another piece of jute twine and tie those loops together. Then using some scissors, you can cut through the loops. So I'm just going to figure the placement again, and then I'll be using some hot glue and applying it directly to the bottle. So I'm going to slip the hat over top, and again having that jagged seam at the front, and then I will be gluing my hat into place onto the bottle. So again, I'm going to be using this solid wood bead and gluing that into place. So I'm just going to trim off the beard just to kind of round it off a bit to give it a more authentic look. And now I have decided that I'm going to give this guy a mustache. So I'm just going to make a double loop bow, multi-loop bow, and then I'm going to tie it off in the center, then cut through all those loops. I'm just trimming off the ends a little bit, and then using some hot glue, I am going to tuck that little mustache up underneath the nose. Again, I'm going to use these wood embellishment pieces and an ink pad. You could use some full leaves, or even some berries would be really nice. And if you like little bows, you could add a bow. But I just want my piece to be very natural and rustic looking, so I'm just going to stick to these wood pieces. And again, I'll be using hot glue to put them all into place. I again am going to glue down the tip of the hat. It's just something I really like to do. It just gives it a bit more of a casual look. As you can see, you can access that switch on the battery pack for the lights on the back side. And there you have a light up gnome. I love this guy so much. I thought it was such a fun and whimsical project to create. The glow through that amber glass is beautiful. And I love how the raffia beard turned out on this one, and I love the plaid fabric that I chose. It's the colors that I'm going for this fall, and I absolutely love this so much. It was so easy to make. I would absolutely love to know which gnome is your favorite. I want to say a big thank you to Heidi and my fellow creators, and I want to thank all of you for watching. See you next time. Have a great day. Bye.